Now, before we get started with the panel discussion, first up, I will be inviting on stage Mr. Murtaza from Bhumi World to take us through a presentation, to take us through, yes, that's right, to take us through some latest initiatives and trends coming up. And before we deep dive, it's time to hear from Mr. Murtaza. So let me also invite him on the stage.
Hello. Great. Good afternoon, guys. I know post-lunch could be quite difficult in hearing conversations that could end up being boring, but fortunately, I'm going to be discussing something very interesting. And it's the concept of factory outlet mall for the first time introduced by Bhumi World. My name is Murtaza. I head hospitality at the Bhumi World factory outlet. And it's been an amazing journey because the way we have got introduced to Mapic and the kind of relationships that we have already started with the ability to bring ourselves at this platform, on this stage, we're truly grateful. It's been an amazing journey. Our journey started all the way in 2008. And it's interesting because the first time I met Mr. Prakash Patel, and he explained us his entire concept, his vision for a factory outlet mall, and took us back to 2008 when he started this entire industrial estate, where the names like Nykaa, who we just heard, was one of the first warehouses that started at Bhumi. Soul Store, and many such other warehouses that today we see with multiple retail stores. They all started at the industrial estate. From being a back-end store to today being a factory outlet has been an amazing journey. And it just didn't start with a small space. It started with almost 450 acres and a lot more, and a lot larger plans. We have close to 2,000 units that have been used by multiple brands, and we're still looking at a large space, and we have large plans as well. The concept of factory outlet predominantly started from the abroad concept of the Vegas outlet mall or any other European. You might see it in Dubai as well, where people travel about an hour and a half to just shop and save a large amount of money if you love shopping, that is. And I'm sure that we all love shopping and we all love sales, right? The entire concept of factory outlet is extremely new in India, and we will be the first ones to introduce it in a complete mall platform. And not just that, with 12 acres of land, we are going to be introducing close to 120 brands in the F&B and the retail space. We urge all the brands and partners and consultants to come together as partners to create our vision and bring it to reality, which we intend to start by March end. We're also hopeful that you look at Bhiwandi as your next top destination for entertainment for an entire day. Now, to further understand more about the project, I'm going to ask for the AV, please. Thank you.
In the recent years, retail industry witnessed a massive transformation world over. Companies have newer avenues to access customer demographics and target them with favorable pricing. India too has been at the forefront of this retail revolution. India's retail segment has emerged as a fast-paced industry that accounts for over 10% of the country's GDP. The fifth largest global destination in the retail space, India's retail sector is expected to rise to $2 trillion by 2032. In the current landscape, the millennial customer has become more brand conscious and has more purchasing power in the aspiration for a better lifestyle. Factory outlets, with their discounted pricing, are emerging as a favorite as it can help individuals upgrade to premium brands. Introducing India's first international standard factory outlet hub. Bhumi World Factory Outlet Mall. Welcome to Progressive India's most promising retail business world. where big brands deliver bigger experiences. Home to 100+ renowned global brands from every sector and size under one roof. Bhumi World Factory Outlet Mall is spread over 11.5 acres land. It consists of customizable spaces ranging from 1,000 square feet to 50,000 square feet for apparel, footwear, entertainment, fine dining, food and lifestyle stores. The project is a shining example of a unique shopping ecosystem with exclusive retail arenas, exquisite anchor stores, exciting entertainment arenas, extraordinary miniplex hub and exceptional food zones. It's the first of its kind mall in India that provides a right mix of experiential shopping with fairly priced products and 365 days of discounts. Bhumi World Factory Outlet will help facilitate sustainable shopping with an estimated 20 million annual footfalls in the premise. Excellently connected retail business hub. Situated in Bhiwandi, Upper Thane, the project offers seamless access to major connectivity hubs. Bhumi World Factory Outlet Mall is conveniently located on Samruddhi Expressway, offering excellent connectivity between Mumbai, Nashik, Thane and Navi Mumbai. It is close to the Kalyan Bypass Junction with many commercial and residential complexes around, which connects it with the urban middle-class audience, thereby ensuring more footfalls and sales. Situated at a thriving location, Bhumi World Factory Outlet Mall is at a convenient distance from major housing developments like Mahindra Happinest, Tata Amantara, Godrej Nirvana and Arihant. All of these landmarks lie within a 2-kilometer radius of the project. A little further away, in the 14-kilometer radius, you can find projects by reputed brands like Lodha and Hiranandani Meadows. In addition, there are a host of railway stations like Thane and Dombivli, which are a short drive away. In addition, the Bhumi World Industrial Park is situated right behind the project that is frequented by more than 55,000 employees. It's a fast, flourishing address of privileges, connecting your world with ease. Commuters will also benefit from easy accessibility via road, railway, JNPT Seaport, and Mumbai Airport. Find the most promising world-class privileges with 6 unique 3D LED displays of 75 feet each, 18 feet high VS1 Saint-Gobain glass facades, 50 feet wide international designer central atrium lobby, and vast landscape garden all around. The entire premise is planned in a Vastu-compliant manner. Reasons why you should invest in Bhumi World Factory Outlet Hub. The brands stand to benefit considering this outlet is situated just outside the city. This ensures huge returns on investments with progressive infrastructure, excellent connectivity, and huge consumer base backed by future-ready ecosystem. Furthermore, the project offers increased sales due to easy product access to customers, better inventory control, better supply chain, and unique brand experience on discounted prices. Brands can reduce their costs with easy accessibility to a well-established trade environment, logistics and warehousing facilities just behind the project. The mall also offers better brand visibility with world-class LED displays and 400 feet frontage on Mumbai-Nashik highway. Be a part of India's biggest retail revolution. Invest in prosperity and a flourishing future. Invest in a space in Bhumi World Factory Outlet Mall.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a thriving location indeed, and thank you very much, Mr. Murtaza. With that, it looks like this video also sets a tone for the conversation that we're about to host, which has got to do with outlet malls. I'm going to quickly invite our speakers on the stage. First up, let me please invite our session moderator. We have with us Nandini Taneja, Vice President, Reach Pro Groups, to spearhead the session. Joining her, we have with us Abhishek Bansal, Executive Director, Pacific Malls, Manish Kapoor, Managing Director and CEO, Pepe Jeans, India, Prakash Patel, Managing Director, Bhumi World Factory Outlet, Sanjay Vakharia, co-founder and CEO, Spiker. I'd also like to please invite Sushil S. Dungarwal, Chief Mall Mechanic Beyond Square Feet, and Paul Matthews, COO, Vindico Retail. On that note, an emerging opportunity in India with regard to outlet malls. Let's deep dive into another interesting discussion coming your way. I'd like to hand over the proceedings to Nandini Taneja. Over to you, Nandini.
Good afternoon, everyone. Outlet malls contribute significantly in some of the mature retail economies like America and Europe. Chains like Tanger Outlets has 27 premium outlet centers. You've got Bicester Village with 17 outlet centers. So is India ready to have a chain of outlet centers? And are the retailers ready to be a part of such premium outlet centers? We'll find out today. We've got a very interesting panel here with, some very established developers. Mr. Bansal, who just opened a premium outlet center, the first of its kind in India. And we've got Prakash from Bhumi World, who's opening a center. So let's find out, perspective and what are some of the parameters and the criteria they kept in mind while setting up an outlet center in India.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So we opened this small center. It's about 300,000 square feet in Jasola, Delhi. This is in the south part of Delhi, extreme south, one can imagine, because from there the border starts to Faridabad. When we bought the land, the idea was not to do outlet center. We had imagined doing a regular shopping center. But when we did our studies and when we found out about the market nearby, we realized that we'll have to change what we are offering to the neighbors and to the people living around if we want to survive as a retail destination, because there is enough retail going around within 30 minutes driving time from where our mall is. And if we have to make any impact, then it has to be a different format because of the paucity of the size. We were going to be competing with somebody who's 600,000, 700,000 to 1 million square feet. So there was no way that we can offer the same experience in a 300,000 square feet. And that's when the thought of an outlet center came about. After we decided that we are doing an outlet center, we kind of figured out what are the brands that we want to put in. And we were also very clear that we want to go the premium route way, because a lot of Delhi high street markets are already outlet markets where the generic brands are being sold. So it had to be something premium that we were offering, and the offering that would create a market which is all of Delhi and NCR and not just my initial catchment of the 15, 20 minute or 30 minute driving distance. And that is when we put in the premium outlets. And we've got a great mix now. We've got the Collective outlet, the Tank, Lacoste, Tommy, CK, Superdry, all of that. But what we were very, very particular also about, that once the consumer is coming to the center, he gets the feel of a full shopping destination and the experience, whereby we put in the hypermarket, we also put in a large cinema, we put in a lot of restaurants, we put in the proper food court. So all that put together, we also gave a full experience of a shopping destination, and not just कि सिर्फ discount के लिए आपको वहाँ पे shopping करने के लिए आना है. You can also do a day out with your family. So coming back to Nandini's question, I think the combination of outlet shopping along with the experience of a full-blown day out, I think that has been kind of the thought process and one of the bigger reasons why the numbers are now adding up.
Thank you, Abhishek. Prakash, do you want to add to this? You're setting up a large outlet center on the Eastern Expressway. So what were your thoughts? It is somewhere in the outskirts of the city. So what are the parameters you had in mind while setting this up?
So basically, in the premium outlet mall, the basic good thing is India, where you are putting the outlet mall, the basic catchment of that particular area is missing for the going towards the shopping arcade. They all are going from Bhiwandi to Thane or Kalyan for traveling 12 to 15 kilometers and go back to the city and go for the shopping. And the purchasing power of the outskirts area in the near to Bombay are very much high because they have good capacity of earning because of the lots of other income from the source of there. There are 18 to 20 lakh people staying in nearby the Bhiwandi area where they don't have the exposure to start the outlet. I give you one example. There is Tata Zudio standalone unit is given by me in Bhiwandi area, which is already running. The target was to start with 30 to 40 lakhs per month. They've started with first month of 70, 75 lakhs. Second month was 90 lakhs. Third month they crossed 1 crore rupees. That's how the purchasing, how we can understand the market scenario there, and people wants to purchase and shop, but they don't have good exposure. So we want to give good exposure for the particular catchment area of 10 kilometers surrounded by the factory outlet. Plus the Bombay people, now government is also putting heavy money for the infrastructure where Bombay is expanding. Bombay is giving the national highways like Samruddhi Expressway, metro, bullet train. Bullet train second station is into Bhiwandi. After BKC, the second station is nearby 2 kilometers from the factory outlet of bullet train. Where the infrastructure is growing, Baroda Express highway is going from Bhiwandi. There are lots of things coming up in the Bhiwandi. First time in India, from Thane to Nasik highway, they are coming up with the ropeway. It is coming for the first time in India. The Nitin Gadkari ji just announced before 1 week. So how the infrastructure is going up to be like when we go to Bicester village in London, we have good that we are sitting in train, we are going to sleep, after 1 hour will be landed to the Bicester village. And that is proven and good because the infrastructure was good in that area and they are very much far from the cities. In India there was problem, but now the infrastructure is going to be very good in the cities like Bombay, Delhi, Pune and everywhere, where factory outlet is going to be run. And I have heard that there are lots of people who are into cities like Linking Road, paying 1,000 rupees a square feet rent and getting the sales of 50 lakhs per month, paying 200 rupees a square feet rent in Dahisar and getting sales of 3 crore rupees a month. So this how the sales is the last aim of the brand should be, and the people are getting good sales in the factory outlet, and I think brand will be very much willing to come to the factory outlet mall.
Right. Thank you. Sushil, you recently came out with a report as well on outlet centers, and I happened to read it. So do you want to add some insight on the same topic?
See, firstly, I'd like to correct some facts here because I think everybody is talking about I'm the first, I'm the first, I'm the first. I don't know how many of you will remember, but way back in 2007, if Mr. Ali from Prestige is here, Mr. Ali from Prestige is not here. Okay. Way back in 2007 was the first outlet mall conceived in India, which was opened in the year 2010, called the Forum Value Mall in Whitefield, Bangalore. So that was the mall, a proper mall, which was a discount mall. Okay. If I don't look at a vertical mall, the horizontal mall was NH1 in Ambala. So these were the early outlet malls which have come in. Subsequently, yes, a lot of them have come. My romance with discount retail started way back in 2005 when I was heading a chain called The Loot, which was a full-fledged discount store spread all over. And what we realized there was almost 60% of our customers used to come in luxury cars. मतलब इंडिया का जो thinking है, कितना देती है? You get my point? So जो mentality है Indians की to look for value for money is always going to drive people to discounts. Two, the number of days what EOSS happens in malls has risen from almost about 45 days a year to almost about 120 days today, which also means that Indian consumer is value driven. So with the new roads happening, the infrastructure building in the country, outlet malls are the next future of India. Maybe we've seen it a little later than what Europe and America has seen, but now that the roads are there, accessibility is there. Because the most important thing for this business is the access. So if you are able to reach Bhiwandi, say from 1 hour from South Bombay, if you can reach there by 1 hour, I don't mind going there and shopping. Or maybe on the way when I'm traveling to one location to another location. So as far as the infrastructure supports you to travel and reach there faster, outlet malls is the future. I think every brand, like it was said in the report before, has a model for discount garments. They have a different line of produce for discount outlets, and that is what will keep on flourishing. Second thing, what is pushing the outlet malls from my perspective is cheaper cars. Cars have now become more cheaper than what they were. So good roads backed by cheaper cars are making people to go out on weekends, small drives, long drives. That is what is pushing the outlet mall concept. And as far as India is going to have good roads, outlet malls are going to happen for the next whatever time. My submission.
Thank you. So, Manish, globally, we've seen some of the large retail chains have a separate manufacturing for, the outlet stores. As a retailer, do you see that happening in India as well? And also, if you can highlight on some of the challenges that you face when you look at locations to set up an outlet format of your brand.
So if I look at it as in terms of a separate line per se, so effectively as in look at it, what do you sell at an outlet store? So it's primarily in terms of leftovers from a previous season, but then the reality is that some of it is fashion that has not worked. So it might sell at a deep discount, but then a lot of good product which is out of size, as in you will not have the pivotal sizes or those sort of things, that's left over, that again goes to our outlet. So it becomes very, very important from a productivity perspective, from a consumer experience perspective, that you need to fill in those gaps. And then it becomes imperative that you need to, as in whether you call it a separate line, whether you call it fillers, but you need to, as in, complete that offering. And then again, if you have, as in, 5 categories across which you work with, as in, you would need to have representation of at least 4 or 5 there to create that experience. Otherwise, the customer is not going to come to you. So I think that's a reality which most brands know. Everybody does it knowingly or unknowingly, as in it's happening in India, as in a lot of it has already started happening for e-commerce. So outlets is also not something which is not going to happen. It's already happening. Secondly, sorry, you spoke about challenges in India in terms of outlets. So see, typically, as in if we were to look at it, how it has evolved. So the reality is for most premium brands globally, a pretty decent proportion of profits actually come from outlets. Okay, so the reality is that you make a lot of money in those stores because your productivities are higher, your rentals as a percentage is lower, and again, associated costs too. So in India, the problem has been primarily in terms of infrastructure, and secondly, in terms of development that has happened around that space. So typically, if you see, like Abhishek also spoke of, as in you look at Delhi or some of the bigger cities, you had these, as in typical streets on the outskirts of the city or on the way to the airport or something like that, wherein you will develop strips. So you will have, as in some developer who would have a small chunk of land, he'll probably set up 5, 6, 7 stores, and then outlets will come up at that location. But the issue was that, as in terms of as in you need to have like-minded brands. If you were to go there, you had to access to that location in terms of parking and all those sort of things were issues that we were effectively looking at. Are they sorted? are they ticked in terms of we were to open an outlet there? I think that's where a lot of what Abhishek or has done or Prakash is trying to do is getting sorted, wherein as in the infrastructure is there from the government side, and then as in these guys have got spaces, and they are building that whole experience rather than just saying it's going to be shopping. So from a consumer's perspective, it becomes a destination rather than just a place to go and shop at discount.
Right. Sure. Thank you. Sanjay, do you want to add to this as well?
So I think principally I feel that outlet malls are kind of the best suited for India as a country, especially since we are all very value seeking. And these are early days for outlet malls. I just probably want to add to what Sushilji said. I think the first guy who really went into organized outlet culture was Brand Factory, for that matter, and it's been a very successful venture for whoever has been part of that format. And so the success of Brand Factory has showed that, yes, there is aspiration at all levels for consumers, and you need to tap into those aspirations. And from that perspective, yes, there is business for everybody in an outlet mall. What eventually is going to happen with what Abhishek has done and which many other people have been doing, and what Bhumi is also going to do, is they are going to make it more sexy. The experience is going to be a lot more interesting, more fulfilling in that sense. They are going to pamper the customers rather than make them feel as if they are actually going and buying something which is not so great. I think it's the experience which is going to be kind of taken care. And so from that perspective, a lot of consumers will surely gravitate towards outlet malls. At the same time, how internationally we've seen, probably you just kind of go back 10 years and see your visit to outlet mall internationally. I used to find products at 50, 60, 70% off genuinely over there. But if I visit any of the outlet malls now, I find that more and more space is now getting occupied by full price products, and not as aggressive discounts are being served in outlet malls anywhere in the world today. So if I have to kind of put that from a perspective of how those businesses have evolved, I feel that they have understood that a lot of people are moving to outlet malls, and so there is merit in having a fair bit of mix between full price versus discounted merchandise in those malls. I think that's a matter of evolution that every brand will go through and every format will go through. And I'm very sure that we will all see that also happening in India, because these are really very early days as far as outlet malls in its new avatar is concerned.
Sure. Paul, you're based in the Middle East. So, and of course, we all know the Dubai outlet mall opened a few years ago. In a luxury-driven market, how is that performing, and what is your take from there?
Good evening, everyone. We were a part of the outlet village which had luxury brands. And the best part is, I just want to go a little explain the different type of models that you have in the Middle East, especially in Dubai. You have the mono-brand retail outlets, which is primarily the luxury segment. Then you have the multi-brand retail operators who already represent the brands. And then you have, after COVID, you have the discounted, retail that has come in. So these are the three main, sort of outlet retail that is happening in. Primarily, when we opened the outlet village, it was more the mono-brand retail, where the luxury brands were very picky. They made sure that the freedom to go and have a space in the outlet village was given by the outlet HQ team, not the local franchisee, and then passed over to them. So that was one big shift. And then what happened was that as we moved on, we saw that the multi-brand retail operators also started coming in. So you had more options. The discounted retail always, which happened after COVID, stuck into the mainframe shopping centers. The one big difference that Dubai has made, especially Dubai primarily has only two outlet centers. One is I would say is housed with a lot of luxury, and other is premium. The outlet village, what they did was to make, yes, we all know that the capital cost for construction has to be kept minimum. But what they also maintained was to come up with a building that was very themed and that could give a feel where you could hold on the customers for a longer time. And around that, what they did was to construct complete theme parks. So basically, when we, as the panelist was mentioning, create a destination that could hold on the customers for a longer time. So this is what Dubai has done so far. And I keep on hearing that let us drive 1 hour to outlet malls, but as we all know, Dubai has built up infrastructure that even if you want to 1 hour, you just reach the borders. So they have built an infrastructure within 20 minutes you are there. But as just going back to the luxury brands, they are very, very careful on where they want to be so that they don't cannibalize the full pricing store which is there in the city centers. And that's how Dubai is at the present.
Thank you. So, Abhishek, in the Premium Outlet Center you opened, you've actually introduced some premium luxury brands like Tank, Collective, Lacoste, a few others. If you can throw some light on how are they performing, because conventionally, in India at least, we've only seen more like athleisure brands opening outlet center. So how is the premium segment performing in India?
So to bring in those premium brands, we ensured that we give them the premium environment as well, because otherwise it was impossible for us to get them to open doors there. So we managed to do that. And the performance has been very encouraging. The challenge, like Manish was also explaining, is that in India, we still don't have separate lines for outlet, far and few, and whatever stock is left is being sent to these outlet stores, and a lot of it also is going online. So as long as there is supply of decent stock coming to the floor, the sales are there, but the weeks that we see that the supply drops, the sale also drops. So it's really a direct correlation between the amount of stuff you have in the shop and you will see the trading. If you don't have it, you don't see the trading.
Right. So you're right, you have to ensure there's enough stock in supply to cater to the demand that
Absolutely.
is there.
And I think that logistics is still being developed by these brands. It's fairly new for them as well. Right. So it will take some time.
Sure, sure.
Can I continue on this?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I think, so what he says is just right. But at the same time, from a brand's perspective, we look at outlet malls to help us liquidate what we don't sell. And the day we start making stuff for outlet malls, we should be able to kind of liquidate that as well, what doesn't sell for what's made specially for the outlet malls. So I think overall, we need to kind of understand the science well, because the final exit for our kind of business is the outlet mall. And when you actually make for the outlet mall and those products don't sell, then...
No, I don't think you heard Manish. There is a line for outlet centers, and I'm not saying that the stuff that you're selling in your regular stores are not coming there. They are coming there, but there is also a line for outlet centers specifically. At least internationally it's there. But if you want to see 50 outlet centers in India, then you can't just depend on bachawa mal of your regular stores.
In fact, that's happening right now for the e-commerce.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a SMU line for that.
So you need to have that separate line. Otherwise...
Right. But carrying on from the retailer's perspective, how are you maintaining and ensuring the omni-channel retail? Are you able to maintain the pricing for outlet stores as well as the online model as well?
I would say yes and no. So one is that if you effectively look at it as in terms of, there is a product that goes on to the outlet which effectively is for the outlet. So that way it is exclusive to the channel, as in it's not exposed to any other channel. But at the same time, I think today when we look at India, we are still for a lot of brands fighting in terms of having or be able to maintain price parity for a full price product with online. So I think this is while it is in the wish list, but probably I think there's not much work happening from the brand side in terms of actually looking at it. It's at some point for sure, it would become a reality, but I don't think that there's a lot of effort being put in to look at that today.
Sure. Thank you. Prakash, with your new center coming up, how is the response you're getting from the international luxury brands? Are they ready to come in on an organized center here in the West?
Now in the first phase, we are looking for the all not international market, not international brands. I think first the success of the first outlet mall for the normal regular brand, if it is successful, then international will have the confidence that we should also be part of the outlet. Because international, we have seen all other around, they all have the good brands. So there are lots of brands, premium brand is not yet come to India. So there are only few, almost in European brand, you can see only 5 to 7% has come to India. There are a lot of people waiting to come to India because of the good consumption in India. So there are a lot of, and we are, I think we will be participating in the Cannes for the mapping next. It's coming to November, where we are going to represent India for the outlet. And we will be targeting a European brand, Australian brand to come to India and have their centers in the outlet mall.
Interesting. We look forward to the center opening next year. So I've been told we're short of time, and if we can get last few thoughts, starting from Sushil, do you want to share your last thoughts on this topic?
I think yes, the future is outlet malls. From what my numbers know, Punjab alone has almost about 14 outlet malls operational, okay, whole of Punjab, and there are almost about 50 in Punjab on the drawing board. So Punjab is going to be flooded with outlet malls. Every 5 kilometers you will see one outlet mall on the highways. So also on the west and south now. South, in fact, we are hand-holding a couple of projects in Bangalore and in Erode doing outlet malls. So I think somewhere there is a gap which was there, which was not filled. There was a void of outlet malls, which I think is going to get filled in the next couple of years.
Sure. Paul?
I think, as I mentioned, the outlet malls have to become a destination. Just not working with the retail mix, not good enough, because as we know, you don't have services in retail outlet malls across in Middle East as well as in Europe. So you have to create a destination, which means you have to do something extra outside the outlet mall so that you can hold on the customer for longer duration, by which there's going to be a benefit. Because if being in this part of the world, if you're traveling 1 hour, you just don't want to be in the mall for just 1 hour and then leave. You want to hold on to the customers. So the more you give an opportunity to hold the customer, the more spending, everyone gets the benefit of it.
Sure. Prakash?
So basically, outlet will be the replacement of the e-commerce, where people wants to buy apparel, wear that, stand in front of mirror and feel the product, and this is going to become again. There was some era of online, and retail again will be coming to the footprint of the retail store, outlet mall and everything. People will again go and buy the things in the retail mall and experience it and feel it. Second thing, brand also will be having the control over this space, because now if somebody wants to have in the linking road, they are like landlord are very crazy for asking the rent and all. When in the outlet mall, that developer are greedy for the brands to come to them, and they can dictate as a brand, and with the revenue sharing and all the other models for the developer, where brand going to be a benefit for them. So this is the thing.
Sure. Sanjay?
So I think, again, the most outlet malls are welcome, and from a brand perspective, they're one of the better things that can happen. At Spiker also, that since the time we started our retail journey, we've actually put up one discount store versus every 4 or 5 stores that we open for fresh. So it's very critical for any business to have a channel which will take care of liquidation. At the same time, once, as Abhishek said, if numbers start growing, we will have to plan special lines for the outlet malls. And I think it's something which is it's going to happen for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Manish, last few words from you.
So I would say that, as in we'll have to take a balanced approach, as in we don't need to be exuberant in terms of saying that outlet malls is the future. I think the future is retail, the future is consumer. He or she will decide in terms of where they want to shop. What we need to do is try and create the best experience that we should be able to create for themselves. We can't go overboard like what's happening in Punjab in terms of the reality is that there is enough and more consumer in India who wants a better experience, who want a fresher product. Let's not kill that consumer, the golden goose, in terms of saying that we'll only sell at discount and not give the best of experiences. So I think we'll have to take a balanced approach. Yes, it's an upcoming channel. It's something which is exciting. It's something which helps the retailer in terms of taking care of our leftover inventory. It's something that can become profitable also, but we'll have to be balanced, as in we can't go overboard in terms of saying that this channel is the future or that channel is the future. I think the consumer is going to decide as to what the future really lies.
Sure. Abhishek?
I'll tend to second that. From development side angle, as a developer, I think I'll only just say be cautious, cautious, cautious. It seems like a very nice thing to do, very fancy, very glamorous, because सब लोग सिर्फ लंदन का और न्यूयॉर्क का आउटलेट मॉल देख के आते हैं और सबको लगता है कि बस यही है. So please be extremely cautious. Your FSI cost has to be very low. Your development cost will not be anything different from a regular shopping center. Maybe 10-20% का फर्क आ जाएगा, which will not move the needle much. Your rentals are going to be low. Your revenue shares are going to be low. You will have to keep running behind the retailers to put in enough stock, because number तभी निकलेगा जब stock होगा. So as glamorous as it looks, it is not an easy thing to crack. So just do it cautiously.
Thank you. It was surely a very insightful session here. Thank you, everyone.